to this first Forex viewers training video. Welcome to our channel. So in this video we will be going over how to install NinjaTrader and go over some of the more important details of NinjaTrader, such as how to set up your chart, how to make orders, how to set stops, how to use the hotkeys, drawing tools, stuff like that. So first of all, to download the software NinjaTrader, just go to ninjatrader.com. You will then go to the Trade FX button, and of course we will be opening up a demo account. So you're not ready for live trading, right? So just put your name, last name, phone, email, and your country, and then you just select the Get Started button. There you will be transferred to another site where you will be able to download the software. You will then get, I've already done this right here. So you'll then get a email from from the broker FXCM, right? To set up your demo account, you will get a username and password. And when you finish installing NinjaTrader, you will then get a pop-up window that asks you for a username and password. Just put that in, and then you're done, right? So I assume in this video I will not be going over the steps. It's really simple. Just follow the instructions, get started, and you will get the instructions. And also there on the next page there are some videos that will help you go through the steps, right? So I'm gonna assume right now that you have already installed NinjaTrader, right? And then you get up something like this. You will then be able to open a live account when you're ready, right? Just click the box, follow the steps. So first of all, let's open up a chart, right? So we go to File, New. First and foremost, there are a lot of things you can do in NinjaTrader, right? I do not use half of what is possible in NinjaTrader, so I'm just going to go over the things I use and the things I do. First, we need to open up a new chart, right? That's done by going to File, New, and Chart. So there are a couple of ways you can do that. You can just write in your currency right here. Let's choose Euro USD. You can hit Enter. You can set your default charts, and you can also hit the plus button at the Forex, and then there you have some pre-designed defaults for you. Right, so by default you will get a 1-minute chart, and here are some settings for this chart. We will go over that a little later when we've entered the chart. The only thing I'm doing right now is just to change the period and the value to 60. So in periods we have type minutes, and we have a 60 minutes chart. So we'll go, and also I like to have 500 days to load, right? So 500 days of data. And that's all I'm going to do right now. So this is our chart, and we are going to be setting it up like I want it to look. So this is the default chart right here. All right, first thing, we're going to be changing the look of the chart or the template. So what you need to do is you need to right click, go to properties, and then you will get the chart properties right here. So there are a few things right here you can play around with and design your template to the best of your willing, right? I am going to be changing the color for the background, right? Because I like to have a black background, and you can always hit apply right here so you can see what you're doing. I hate those lines right here, so I will be getting rid of them. So horizontal grid lines, color, I'm gonna choose black, right? So they disappear. And also the vertical grid lines, I will be choosing black as well, right? So that's it for those grid lines. One thing I wanted to do also is change the crosshair label, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. I will make that white. Also, we need the axis, right? So we can see what we're doing, see the price, and we have the color for axis right here. Since we have a black chart, we will have a white axis, right? And that's all I like to change. You can certainly play around with this, find your most preferable chart setup and template setup. You can set this template to default right here and just hit OK. Another way to set it to default is to go to templates, save as default, right? All right, so the second thing we are going to do is we're going to go back into that data series window, which was the and there are two ways for us to enter that. That's just by double clicking the candles or by pressing the button right here. So this is the first window we saw when entering the chart. We changed the values to 60 for minutes, and we set the days to 500. One thing I wanted to show you also is the session break line. So I've already changed that. By default, it is set to something like this, right? So these are the session break lines. Some people like to have those lines. I don't. So I simply take them off. You just put them to transparent, hit apply, and then they're gone. Another thing I've already changed is the trades window right here. So when you're setting on your trades, you will get a an arrow for where you put your buy and sell trades, right? You get a little arrow right here if you're selling. You will get a little arrow right here if you're buying, and the color is here. And I just set that also to transparent because I don't want to have those arrows in my chart. So that's it for me on this window right here, on the data series window. So this is how I like to have my chart, right? Pretty clear, pretty simple. Also, if you like to change the color of the candles, that's done right here, right? And the wick. So obviously we have a black chart, so our wick has to be white or a light color. And then we can change the candles, the candle color right here. And then the color of the candles will change. So that's, like I said, that's it for me right now. This is how I like to keep my chart, clean and simple. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be covering this bar right here, right? So everything I use in NinjaTrader, I use here on this bar also. It can be used on this bar also, right? So we have our currencies. When you select your default currencies, they will pop it up right here. You have your time interval. You can choose different times, right? Another way to choose times is just to simply use your keyboard. You can type in 240, that's 4 hours, right? And hit enter, and then you will get a 4-hour chart. Another way to use the keyboard is to simply choose your currency. If you want to use Aussie CAD, you just type it in, hit enter, and then you will get that chart, right? Simple. So the next thing is bar style. Here you can choose your bar style if you want to choose boxed or OHLC. I like to stick to candlesticks. So here are all the drawing tools. I will set in some hotkeys for my drawing tools a little later. I'll show you how to do that. So unless you want to be going every time with your mouse and choosing right, you have to go every time, then it's a pretty good idea to use some hotkeys. And hotkeys are simply keys on your keyboard which you use to bring forward all the drawing tools, or the drawing tools to your choosing. So to zoom in, you simply click the zoom in button and you drag, hold that area you want to zoom in, and then you release, right? If you want to zoom out, you click the zoom out button. So our cursor, this is the crosshair. I changed the earlier in the properties. So I like to use crosshair. So that pretty much speaks for itself. It's just a cross which can show us the lining to price and date, right? Some people like to use the pointer. That's fine. I think I'm gonna stick to the pointer right now, but when I'm trading, I use the crosshair. So show data box. A data box is a nice little tool where you can see, the info of the candles and time, right? You can see when I am moving my cursor through the candles, the price changes: open, high, low, close, volume, and time, right? So that's a nice little feature to have. So this is our chart trader. So this is our buy, sell, and everything. We do that right here, or we use the right click on the mouse, sell, buy. I'll show you that in a little bit. Data series, that's what we've gone through. You can change the candles and everything in here. Indicators, that's pretty simple too. You just choose your indicator. Let's choose the ATR. You have to press new, and then you can change the settings of the ATR, right? So I like to use a 7-period ATR, so I change the period to 7. Everything else I leave default. You can change the look on your ATR by simply clicking the plus button and choosing another color, for example, right? Width of the line, plot style, stuff like that. So you can hit apply, and then you have your ATR inside the chart. All right. Next thing is strategies, which I don't use, and yeah, here's the properties. Properties, right click, or you can click this button right here. Right, so that's it for the chart and the bar upside. So I wanted to show you how to place a trade. So there are 2 ways to place a trade. You can either use the ATM strategy, or you can simply buy or sell the market, right? You can choose the buttons right here. I personally like to right click. All right, so if I'm putting a limit, buy limit, I will right click, and you can change the quantity right here, right? So if I'm trading 2 lots, then I want to place a limit, and this would be a good idea to have my crosshair, right? So I can get an exact price. You will find your price, right click, and you would buy limit, right? you want to place this order? Yes. And then there's the Ninja lady, right? So here's an order pending. If you want to move that order, you can simply just drag and drop, right? Drag, release. You want to move your pending order. If you want to cancel it, you can either go to close right here. That will close every trade, or you can hit the right. You can hit the red arrow. So let's just buy up the market right now. And you simply go to buy market. Do you want to place this order? Yes. And then we're in a trade. So I want to place a stop, right? I want to place a stop loss. So what I do is I go where I want my stop loss to be placed. Let's say that we're doing it right here, 92.77. I right click, and if I'm buying, right, to stop it out, you have to sell, right? So if you're selling, you would use a buy stop, right? If you're buying, you would use a sell stop. So yin yang there. So let's place our stop right here, and that order will be pending until we get stopped out. Then everything will be closed. If I'm seeking for 2 targets, and pay attention right now, if I'm seeking for 2 or more targets, let's take one target first, right? If I'm seeking for 1 target, I simply choose where I'm seeking that target, right click, and just like before, if we're buying, to cancel that out, we need to sell, right? So we place a sell limit. So this would be if we had a 1 target, a 1 stop, of course 1 stop loss, but if we had 1 target, this would be the way to do it manually, right? If we have 2 targets, on the other hand, you have to, right, we have 20,000 units, right? If we want to have 2 targets, we have to change the quantity, right? 2 targets to 1 or 10,000 lots, right? So we change it. We want to have 1 target here. Again, we have to sell. Yes. When the market hits our target, our first target, we will bank 1 lot of the 2 lots, right? And our second target, same thing, right? It's simple math. 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? And 2 minus 2 minus 2 is 0, so that's our stop. 2 minus 1 is 1, so that's just half our target gone. And then when we hit our second target, we will the trade will be over, right? The second part of how, canceling all orders. So our second part to achieving stops and targets, we can use an ATM strategy, right? You can click those dots right there, and same thing, you have your order quantity, right? I will have 2 lots. We'll have to change the ATM strategy to custom, right? We have 1 target, 2 targets, or 3 targets, right? Our stop loss is what? Let's say that our stop loss is we're on 240. Let's say it's 80 pips, right? Our first profit target, let's say that that's 80 pips also, right? For our second target, our quantity will be let's see, what do we have here? We have to change the quantity to 1, right? And our second to 1 also, right? Because 1 plus 1 equals 2. same thing. We'll have 40 pip. We have 80 pips of stop loss, and I personally don't use those ATM strategies, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But let's see what this does. Right, we have a 40 profit target for our second target, and we place it by clicking OK. Then we have to select, right, the custom strategy we just made, and by market. Do you want to place this order? Whoop. Profit target 2 must be greater than profit target 1 value. So profit target 1 has to be greater. Let's put that at 100 pips. Let's see what that does. Buy market. Yes. Yes, here we are. So here we have our stops at 80 pips below our entry. If we're measuring this out, we would of course gone below the structure. But here's the problem we got, is that I set the 80 pips to our first target, and then it calculates 80 from 100 to our second target, so that would be 20 pips right here in between. That's the second way to place targets, right? I will put a link in the description to a video I found on trailing stops, trailing profits. Really nice video. If you're into that whole trailing thing, just click the link below, and you will be able to see how that's done. It's simple. It's just same way. We go to stop strategy, and the guy will show you. It's pretty simple also. So I want to continue. We've covered stops and targets. Yes, let's Ninja Lady always. Let's cover the hotkeys. So to place our hotkeys, to place our drawing tools into our keyboard, right? As you can see, if you go to tools, quick side note right here, the instrument manager, here you can place your default currencies. So here you can see that your default instrument list, if you want to erase or add in some default, you just simply use these arrows right here. I want to erase Aussie USD, right? I want to add CHD JPY, right? Simple. So that's your default, and you remember you can find your default right here, your default list. All right, so that was a quick side note on defaults. So we want to go to our hotkeys manager, right? That's the hotkeys, the setting of your hotkeys. So here you can see all the drawing tools and more. You can have pretty much hotkeys for everything. So you can use your keyboard to do pretty much everything. So let's put in our Fibonacci retracement. I like to have the Fibonacci retracement as Alt 1. So you just put Alt and you find the 1 and hit OK, right? So you go through this all. All hotkeys are inactive when a modal form has focused. All right, hit OK, and I will use my hotkey right now on Fibonacci retracement. All right, so I want to go over one more thing. Let's just go over the hotkey manager one more time, just for you to master it. So remember, tools. Here's the default. Setting your default right here, right? the hotkey manager is Tools, Hotkey Manager, right? And then for your drawing tools, you choose the chart. And like I said, just you can play around, find the drawing tools you use the most, like the arrow line, horizontal line, vertical line. This is everything I use pretty frequently. So like the Fibonacci extensions, I like to have the Fibonacci extension, and then you can choose your settings on the keyboard. I like to have Fibonacci extensions, Alt and 2, the number 2. So that's what I choose. Hit OK. You can see that changing right here. Hit OK. All right. And then when I press Alt 2, I get the Fibonacci extensions. Right. So I want to talk a little bit about the Fibonacci retracement and Fibonacci extensions settings and how to save those settings. Because if you do something like this, you put up your Fibonacci retracement, right? And you don't like the 23.6 and something, you can double click it to change the settings. So you take this off and you only want to see, let's see, you only want to see the 382 and the 618, right? So you take that off and you apply it, and it's default right here, and you press OK, right? So then you want to set those retracement up one more time, and then what happens? You get the same old with the 23 and the 50% and everything. So to set this to default, so every time you use your Fibonacci retracements, it stays the same. You simply choose what you like to have as your default. So I like to have the 38.2, the 50%, the 61.8, the 78.6, and the 886, right? So 880 point. So you hit apply. You right click, manage templates, and you can overwrite the previous defaults, right? Or you can change it into something else. Let's just overwrite the previous defaults, and then you get the save current template as default, and you hit OK. And then we should be able to get up our let's clear our drawing tools, remove drawing objects, and select all. So Fibonacci retracements, and that's how I want it, right? I have the 38, 50, 61, 88, 786, and why isn't the 886 right there? Yep, forgot to select it. So let's just do it again. Select the 886 and go to right click, and it should say default, not custom like before. Manage templates, default, you overwrite, and OK. If you like to change if you want to change the name, then you are not setting it to default. You're just selecting some other settings, right? So always select default, hit save current template as default, and then it would actually be default. So here and here it is, right? So 38, 50, 61, 786, and 886. So let's do this again, and now with our Fibonacci extensions. So if I was to complicate it before, then let's simplify it. Right, so same process. This is our Fibonacci extension tools, right? I don't want the retracements lying around here. So we unbox it, and we have to make our own. So I have the 127.2, and let's have the 1618 also. 161.8, right? So we check that. Check this out. Keep the 0 line. Let's change the color to green and crimson. And we can change the width of the lines. Change it to dot or dashed or whatever. Dash dot. Same thing. Here's the important thing. You see the template default. You right click, you manage templates, you override the default. If you like to change the name, you are setting it up for another, you're making some other settings, right? So if you have some specific, you can go to the other settings, but we like to save it, override the default. So just keep it at default, press save, save current template as default, OK. Press the OK, and here you can see it. Let's make it again. Voila. Right? So that's how to save the defaults of the Fibonacci retracement and extension tools. So remember I told you about the arrows before? You also get those where you buy and sell, right? So this is why I hate those arrows and the letters, because they interrupt my chart and my cleanliness of the chart. So we forgot to change that. Plot executions, text and marker. We say do not plot, right? So I think that's enough. You don't really have to change the color. Don't really remember if that's enough, but if this is enough, you just simply say do not plot. And if the arrows are popping up, you change the color right here. Right, so we apply, hit OK, and then you can see that the text is gone. So I think that's it for this NinjaTrader tutorial. I know that I talked a little fast, and I hope you got the gist of it. If there's something still missing, you can comment below or let me know. If there's something I didn't go over and you want me to go over it. But in the meantime, I'll see you in the next video.